effort doesn't really make you money. More effort doesn't make money. The real answer, it may be built in the systems in which people are using that come from their intellect, from how they think, their view of the world, how they look at the world. And there are two economic systems that are operating in the world. Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Martin Williams, and what I do is I coach people like you. I coach people like you to figure out who they are, discover who they are, develop their true gifts, and then deploy those gifts, introduce those gifts to the world. So I'm spending a lot of time talking about this wealth of the kingdom. Today, I really want to focus on this idea that there are two different laws. There's a law of multiplication, and then there's a law of addition. And the kingdom differentiates between the two of them. And I want to make sure that you know the differentiation. Bottom line is, at the end of this, I hope you choose the multiplication. When you're dealing with the law of addition versus the law of multiplication, they create two totally different lives. So here's the big idea. The world system that we live in is built on addition. The kingdom system, however, is built on multiplication. Addition increases, it does increase, but it increases slowly. Multiplication expands rapidly. And the kingdom economy was designed for expansion, not just addition. Let me tell you why you're frustrated and where it's coming from. You can be frustrated when it comes to wealth building or getting yourself in an economic place where you feel comfortable living your life. The frustration comes from deep underneath. You're not just frustrated because you're not making money. You're not just frustrated because you're not building wealth. You're frustrated because the system, the algorithm, the thing underneath the product, that's what you're frustrated about. And the idea that frustrates you the most, that you may not know, and I'm going to help you, is that you're tired of adding. You're tired of addition. You're tired of just adding more hours, more time, more emphasis. And you're ready for something else. That's where your frustration comes from. You can change your frustration in one day by understanding that multiplication is better, it's different, it's more relevant, and it's kingdom. We have to learn how to multiply. Why, Martin? Because that's the demand on our life. That's the command on our life. That's the expectation that's been put on our lives by the Creator, God Himself. And in His kingdom in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, that's perfection. And He said that we should have dominion through multiplication. So this world system now will drag you down because it's asking you to just add while other people around you are operating in multiplication. That's the bottom line. So in this world, it's really about income and saving, and then you retire. Have a job for 65, 70 years, save everything you can, invest a little bit of it, and then retire and live off the rest of it. You work for the money. You save a portion of that money, and you slowly, it slowly accumulates, it grows, and eventually you retire. This is the law of addition. This is the law that's been put in place for us to receive and accept and live by. But it depends primarily on a few things that are very important. Listen to me. It depends on how much time you have. It depends on how much discipline you can deliver in that time. It's going to depend on your consistency from job to job or climbing the ladder. And its addition is really steady. It's steady. But it is also limited, steady, but limited. Follow the rules, and by 65 or 70, you'll be worth $1 million. And now you have $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever to live off of, right? But that's addition. Addition is highly limited for your life. So it depends on how much you can personally earn, how much you can personally save, how much you can personally increase over time, how much you can add to this, right? But if your income stops, what happens? What if there are additional stops? This system is dependent on human effort alone, and it can create stability, right? What the world calls stability, but it rarely creates dominion. There's a difference between stability and dominion. Dominion is a lifestyle where you live above it all, and all you're doing, you have enough time, health, energy, and money, relationships, and everything else. That's wealth. You have everything you need just to do your assignment. You're on assignment every day. You're not worried about money. You're not worried about people. You're not worried about who can move you, who can take your job. You're not worried about the investments. You have great people around you. So I am pushing, I guess you can feel me now. I am pushing that you have a mind shift from addition to multiplication. So let's get into this. Ask yourself this question honestly. Am I living primarily by the law of addition? Am I living primarily by the law of addition? Answer that quick. Don't even think about it. Tell yourself the truth. If your financial life depends on only your paycheck, then you may be operating inside the limits of addition. And the kingdom has something greater available to you, and it's called the law of multiplication. Say it with me. It's called the law of multiplication. So let's get into it with this kingdom system. The law of multiplication, from the beginning, God revealed the different systems. Genesis 1:26, Genesis 1:28, 26 through 28. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it. And God did not say add to it. He said multiply. These are not my words. He said multiply. He did not say add. Multiplication means expansion beyond the limits of individual effort. Great definition. Write it down. Multiplication really means the expansion beyond the limits of individual effort. It is not your effort that multiplies. It is the system that was built, that you're cooperating with, that multiplies. That system multiplies. Fall out of love with addition. Fall in love with multiplication. Something inside of you is going to wake up, and everything around you will at the same time. This will change your life. Once you understand multiplication is this power to reproduce, because it's locked in a principle. There's power to reproduce at high levels. I love the best examples with Jesus and the disciples of multiplication. Something remarkable appears in his ministry. Jesus never multiplied money, but he multiplied seed. When feeding the 5,000, he multiplied the bread and the fish. Seed became abundant, right? The kingdom always multiplies what can be reproduced. A woman takes the seed into her body. One little thing you can't see it unless it's under a microscope. And in 8 to 10 months, she gives birth to this amazing human being that weighs between 5 and 15 pounds that you could not see months ago. How did she do that? Her body innately created to multiply cells, to multiply blood vessels, to multiply brain. To create a human being. That's natural. And it also should be natural for you and I to build wealth when we think multiplication. Questions now. Did your ideas multiply? Did your leadership multiply? Did your influence multiply? Did your investments multiply? Most of all, and most importantly, did your life produce increase using multiplication? Those are the questions I have to ask myself every day. Martin, are you thinking about adding today, or are you thinking about multiplying today? Those questions have to be asked and answered. So sometime write this question down and come back to it when you have time to think. Write it down. Ask yourself, what in my life is multiplying? Make a list of the things in your life. They're not just adding, but they're multiplying. Are your gifts multiplying? Is your knowledge multiplying? Is your influence multiplying? Are your resources multiplying? Because all of these things I just listed, they should be multiplying. And if nothing is multiplying, begin learning the systems of multiplication. Learn the systems of multiplication. What do you mean, Martin? What I'm saying is, in every area of your life, you can speed things up. You can speed up your wealth. You can speed up your health. You can speed up your relationships. You can speed up your learning. You can speed up making better friends. You can speed up making your family more secure. You don't have to add. You don't have to wait until your dying bed to now pass on gifts and ideas and money and businesses to your children. You don't. You don't have to wait until you die and then they do a disbursement of what's left. You can multiply before your children are out of elementary school. Yes, you can. I know you can. I'm telling you, release your seed, put it in good ground, find more ground, and put more seed in it. That's multiplication. All of us have to learn the power of our seed of thinking. Seed is the most important concept in Scripture. Seeds carry potential for expansion, depending upon how I look at it. Some people don't even understand seed, so they would rather have someone else's fruit than have their own seed to plant and control the fruit. One seed can produce many, and those many seeds can produce fields. The kingdom economy right now that we carry in our hearts, when we're taught that the kingdom is inside of us, it's not out there. It's not ethereal. It's not in someone else's hands. I have it right here. They can produce fields. This kingdom economy brings seed thinking. You got to have it. Everything in life begins with something small that has the ability to grow. Do you want it to grow by addition, or do you want it to grow by multiplication? I raise my hand for multiplication every day. How about you? Subscribe to this channel and go ahead and watch the next video.